And it's Jeremy time?
It's Jeremy time right now.
Are we live right now?
We are live right now.
It's Jeremy time.
Just as soon as you said it's Jeremy time is when we went live.
It's Jeremy time. Welcome to our session 0 or session 1. We are sort of mixing our session 0 and session 1. We're a little bit late. We were hoping to start at 8, but we're here now. We were just talking about sort of like our safety rules and our, I'm making sure that I know how to pronounce all the characters' names and things like that. Right. We are playing an old Pathfinder adventure called Howl of the Carrion King, and it is part of a much bigger campaign called Legacy of Fire. I don't know that we're going to play all of Legacy of Fire, but
we're going to play all of Legacy of Fire.
We're going to play. No, I have an idea that maybe after this one or the next one, we sidetrack into a different module entirely. Shocking. So this is not Pathfinder. It is 5th edition D&D, but we are, the switch over from, a good story is a good story. So we're just stealing the story. And it's not gonna be this anyways, because the characters are gonna fucking turn left and go off into whatever they do. We are not playing in sort of a traditional medieval England like many RPGs are set in. There are some Eastern influences in this, Middle Eastern. I am going to do my best not to be stereotypical or insensitive to those things. If I am, I would appreciate a call out by any watchers of that I'm doing something that's probably not cool. But what I really wanted to do, I just wanted to have a setting that didn't feel like the same old nights in England and France and
so we meet in a cantina.
Yeah. It's not a tavern. It's not a tavern. It's something entirely.
Waitress.
It's a hookah bar. Exactly. A hookah bar.
A hookah bar. So there's that. A lot of us are learning Roll20, so you might hear us talking about like Roll20 controls. A lot of us are new to some of our character classes, so we might be breaking down character classes and figuring out how they work. But I think it's going to be probably light, and there will probably be lots of dicks and fart jokes, because that's kind of what we do here.
Can confirm.
So with that, I don't know that there's a whole lot else to cover. If you want, we can just jump right into this thing, and then if anything comes up, then we can stop there and break it down. We'll try to take. We'll play from. The plan is to go from like 8 till 11, and we'll try to take a break somewhere in the middle of that. Feel free to remind me of said break, because sometimes I don't watch the clock. And yeah, okay, is that cool? So let's quickly jump around to everybody. Introduce your character. Introduce yourself, of course. Introduce your character, and we're going to use this just to sort of to place this a little bit in the setting already. So the party is all a part of a camel caravan that is heading out to a place known as the Sultan's Claw to meet someone who's going to, hopefully give you either reward, or some of you in your background already. There's some of you that I know we have a couple of gladiators that are maybe getting their freedom from the pits, and things like that. So anything you'd like to share that the others would have picked up along the way. You've been traveling for a few days together, so you've been making stops and chit-chatting. Everybody sort of knows everybody. So anything that you want to share about your character that the others will have learned during this time is good. It doesn't just have to be like, hey, I'm Joe and I have dark hair. And, if they've learned that you're, that you're a happy-go-lucky person, or you're sort of a dark and broody person, that may be something to share. Yeah, I think that's it. Does anybody want to go? You are traveling with I love this title, the Major Domo. You're traveling with the Major Domo.
That's the head butler.
Yes, exactly. And his name is Garavel. And Garavel is sort of a man of few words. Seems very loyal to the patron that you're going to meet, and but doesn't share a whole lot, other than he's to bring you to her, and she's going to explain more about what she needs done. So, who would like to go first about introducing their character and maybe what the other players have learned thus far on the few days of trail?
I'll go first.
Is the nose? Thank you, Ryan. What does the nose pointing mean?
Nose goes.
Not it.
Not it?
Not it. Yeah.
What?
I was going to be like, anybody with their finger on the nose obviously wants to go first.
Nope.
That's what I thought.
It's nose goes. So whoever
Okay,
still has a
Ryan.
nose goes.
Ryan, tell us about your character. Who are they, and what do they do?
I'm going to be playing Bingo Pepper Stepper. He's a stout halfling.
An amazing name, by the way.
Thank you. He's a little overweight. Doesn't like to bathe very much, so he is pretty stinky. You've probably noticed that along the road. I was originally a street urchin. I was arrested and kind of thrown into the gladiatorial pits. And that's where I met my girlfriend, Gelhank. And ever since, I've been kind of hanging around with her and hoping to win her affection.
Now, when you say girlfriend,
Yeah, she's my girlfriend.
you haven't, but have you won her over yet?
You'll have to ask her.
Okay, we'll wait for Gelhank to speak on this subject. And you're a halfling fighter.
Happy-go-lucky halfling fighter.
We are just first level here, so we don't have any like sort of specialties built yet. But do you have sort of a place you think you're going?
Oh, we'll see. We'll see where we end up.
Okay, cool. All right, who wants to go next? Not the nose pointers. Maybe Gelhank should go next, because I want to know if she appreciates the halfling's affections.
My name is Gelhank Feng, and I do not appreciate the affections. I don't know what this man is talking about. I saved him from the pits, and that's about the extent of our relationship.
I like that it's a solid no.
That's a hard no.
Sorry,
I'm sorry, Bingo. That's a hard no.
What was Gelhank's last name?
Feng.
I don't know what you guys. I'm getting mixed signals. I think you got a chance, buddy.
No means
You
no.
didn't say absolutely no.
Yeah, she didn't sound equivocal. You got a window. You got some wiggle
Oh,
room.
You're telling me there's a chance.
Yeah, see.
We'll see. Maybe I'll grow on her. We'll see.
Like a fungus. Like a fungus grows on something.
I don't like to bathe, so we'll see.
Between the toe fungus.
You don't like to bathe? Bingo does have some hygiene.
Bingo is pretty stinky. It is pretty hot out.
And Gelhank is a half orc, correct?
I am, yes. And a great fighter, I'd like to add.
Clearly.
I like the big ladies.
As a halfling, they're all big to you.
That's true.
Sure. Okay, cool. Who wants to go next?
I'll go.
The awkward silence. Come on, you guys love making characters. Okay, let's hear it, Skunk.
Not a freaking skunk, man. God.
A little.
Yeah, so I'm Artemis, and I am playing Smudge, the Tabaxi Bard. And she's just a little guy. She's 4.5 feet tall, and she gets easily distracted by shiny things, and yeah, she's just a little guy.
What does easily distracted by shiny things mean?
Ooh, shiny.
Means that my character also has ADHD.
Okay, so you are a cat.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay. All right. Who's next? Throw it out there.
Go on.
I'll go next. So I'm playing a half elf, Anise, or you can call her Annie. She's half drow, so she has white hair. She's half tiefling, so she has all blackout eyes, but her pupils are purple. She's very tanned, tan skin, olive skin. Grew up pretty sheltered. Grew up in her parents' inn. And she just wants to be the best criminal out there. Loves to steal things.
Criminal organization. I like that you like to steal things, and we have someone else that likes shiny things. That probably will
We
go
can be
missing.
best friends.
Multiple.
Here's a
Yeah.
portrait.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Which was also on your. She's been up on your Instagram, has she not?
Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome. Did you want to? I don't know that we've added this at this point, but there is like a half drow, half elf subclass if you decide you want to go that route.
Oh,
I don't know if you knew
okay.
that. But you can actually add, like, I think the half elf, the half drow gets like some spell casting abilities and stuff like a regular drow.
Is it
I'll
on
let you
D&D
think.
Beyond?
It might be.
Okay,
It might be.
I'll look into it.
If it's not on your D&D Beyond, it is on my D&D Beyond, and I'll get you the information. That's no problem.
Okay.
But for Diane, we'll just play as is. But if you decide you want to go that route, any horns for being part tiefling?
Oh, but she does have a tail.
Okay. Oh, she does have a tail.
Yep.
Is it like a stunted tail, or is it full?
It's full.
Oh, okay.
Blown. Yeah.
Okay, full blown.
It's more narrative. It's not. Mechanically, she's not
That's
a
fine.
tiefling, but
We can still have some fun with it. Okay, that's awesome. Anise, who's next?
I'll go next because no one wants to follow Affy. She's like the best, so I'll go before her. I'm just another captain, and I'm playing Keplin. He is a desert. He's a gnome, but instead of a forest gnome, we went with a desert gnome. He's a little hermit nomad. He's a whopping 2'5", so all of you people are giants to him, even like the halfling. And he
Even
is
Bingo?
I would think so. Yeah, he's only 2'5". He's a gnome, right?
Oh, you're big.
So yeah, he's a grouchy little bastard, to be quite honest with everyone. He's been living on his own alone in the desert for over 100 years. He hates that, and as far as he's concerned, do you guys all remember Braveheart with the Irish guy saying Ireland was his island?
Yes.
That's this. This is my desert. And as far as he's concerned, these people are making this whole caravans trespassing on his desert. He's going to spend the next 40 days sweeping up all the footsteps they're making on his nice crisp desert. And he talks to all the animals, but he rarely talks to people. And his best friend is a little desert fox named Ferris, because he can understand what they're saying, but hates talking to people. Whenever he talks to people, he'd be like the quintessential grouchy old man, like, "That's not the way we do it. We do it this way," like that.
Yeah, and we've twisted. We understand that if someone out there is pointing fingers, we understand that druids don't have animal companions, but we've kind of fudged that here. So
We do what we want.
yeah. Ferris is a trained almost like pet or companion.
It's his best friend.
Can you talk to him?
Yes.
I think you can talk to small mammals.
Actually, as a gnome, gnomes can talk to small animals. That's why it kind of worked out that way. That's why I kind of chose gnome as I was going to be a druid.
Cool. Excellent. And last but not least, not a centaur.
Not a centaur, no. Despite my best efforts. No, I'm playing Shazzy. Shazzy, who is a full-blooded tiefling, thank you very much.
Yes.
Green, long curled horns. Loves to fletch arrows.
Green. There's a lot of green in this party.
Green is very important to me.
It's not easy being green, I'm sure.
It is not. Her arms and belly are covered in like war paint, but it's actually tattooed on. And she is a ranger, so she spends a lot of her time fletching her own arrows and hunting birds to make those arrows.
On a side note, this was supposed to be a centaur, but
It was only a centaur in so much as to fuck with Jeremy.
yes, yeah. If you're in Discord the other night,
you should post the icon so everyone could see what you were actually going to give her as the icon. That was beautiful.
He made the icon the centaur's butt, which I would have played with because it's hilarious.
If you'd play a centaur, we could have played with two We can play with 2 tokens, one the butt end and one the head end.
Yeah.
And
You need
then-
to put out warnings on that because I was painting and my phone went off and I went to go check that. When I saw it, I was laughing so loud I almost messed up my miniature.
Alan, don't read this. Put the
Alan.
paintbrush down, sir.
Down, put the paintbrush down first, as you guys should have done, but oh no.
Nope. Nope.
No.
Okay, so the party is all on Camelback. And so each of you has a camel that you're riding. We will say that the little folk have been given sort of young camels to ride along on. Or if you'd like a full-size camel, like, you're welcome to it, but Ryan did not want a
No.
full-size camel for bingo.
Baby camel.
He wanted a young camel.
Probably not trained that well either.
What about Keplin? Is Keplin on a full-size camel?
Oh, Kaplan's on a full-size camel, and he's bitching at everyone for even like thinking about riding camel, for making messes in his desert.
Okay, fair enough.
He's probably screaming
every-
at the camels, "Don't crap in my desert, damn it!"
Everybody's on Camelback.
Well, where do you
Garavel-
crap?
Where do you-
In the desert, I'm assuming. No?
Apparently not.
Oh, what's after you, lady?
You don't crap at all? No wonder you're so grouchy.
Hey, if Keplin is so grouchy, why is he doing this?
Kaplan is doing this
He
because
strikes me as a sort of get off my lawn.
oh, he's 100% get off your lawn kind of guy, but the balance of nature is off. Something's not right, and he's sensing it in the desert, and that's the only reason why he's come out of his solitude. He's got to
No
protect the
problem.
desert.
No.
That's his plot hook.
And
Okay.
he's looking for X-Lax.
Wow.
I'm just saying. Nobody's
So-
that grouchy without being constipated.
You have all been hired or brought on by Garavel, the major domo of a merchant princess, and her name is Alma, and Alva Roveshki. And Alma Roveshki has been given a task which you are not entirely clear on, but you understand that she needs people such as yourselves to help her. The major domo is no nonsense, and he found you in or around the city of Solku. If you go down to your handout section, there should be a Katapesh Gazetteer, which are the lands we're playing in, and Solku is marked on the map.
Find handouts. I've never used.
Yep. So if you go over to your journal in
Yep.
Roll20 and scroll down to the handout section,
Perfect.
and you should see there the map. I'm also going to bring up Solku itself for you. So
Very cool.
this is the city of Solku. It's a large town. And it's located near the mountains, and it really probably would have been wiped off the map by now by Knoll raids and sort of bandit raids. The town just would not existed. However, there is a great temple there to the goddess Saren Ray. She's the goddess of the sun. She's the goddess of healing, and her paladins and clerics shored up the defenses of the city, and it stands now as a sort of a bastion of safety and hope out in the middle of nowhere. And that caravans moving north and south use it as a safe place to stop. So the caravan, the camels that you're riding have traveled north along the edge, and you're just coming in. You're literally near the northern border of Katapesh, just sort of coming into the foothills of the Brazen Peaks there. And as I said, you've been talking to one another on the ride, so you've gotten to know a little bit about each other. And looming over the sort of the horizon, almost like a tombstone, is this massive mountain known as simply as Pale Mountain. And that's kind of how you've been judging your distance the entire journey. You're like, every day that mountain looms a little bigger on the horizon, a little larger, and you're getting closer and closer to it. So Gravel has told you that you're going to meet with your patron at a place known as the Sultan's Claw, and it is a large gnarled tree that rises out of the desert, and it's a common land. He tells you it's a common sort of landmark in the area. And the party has been sort of watching the horizon for this landmark for maybe the last day or two. It's sort of like, are we there yet? Are we there yet? And then it's just never on the horizon. However, finally, this craggy tree appears over the next hill, and it becomes very obvious why it's called the Sultan's Claw. It has 5 immense, mostly leafless branches that grow like a giant skeletal talon, but made of living, almost like it's made of living wood. And it's right there in the desert ahead. You can see that gathered around the Sultan's Claw is half a dozen wagons, and a large tent has been erected beside them. There are camels in a nearby pen, and you suddenly realize, like, there's more going on here than just, the encampment. The camels have moved well away from the side of the pen that the encampment is on. They've pushed all the way across, and you can see all kinds of livestock, like goats and chickens, running all over the encampment. And one of the wagons is just engulfed in flame. And there are people sort of running everywhere, trying to get organized. And these huge orange and red flames have just engulfed this wagon. And you can see, as you start to get closer, you can see that the wagon has painted moons and stars on the side, and they blister and crack and melt in the fire. As you approach, an ill wind blows a number of colorful fortune-telling cards out of the back of the burning wagon, and one of the cards flutters across the desert and strikes Smudge right in the chest.
Okay.
And it hits
I
you with
grab
like
it.
a burst of sparks. You grab it. I got a picture here for you.
Well, that was rude. That's awesome.
Not foreboding.
Super rude.
So you recognize this as a tarot deck card, which is sort of like a fortune-telling card, and on it is the symbol of the cyclone. The central flap of an elaborate tent flies open, and a regal woman, who can only be Alma, steps out into the firelit dusk. She yells at her men to douse the flames, and then notices you and Garavel arriving, and she says, "Garavel!" And just a moment later, then the nick of time, as usual. Looking specifically past her major domo at the rest of you, she yells at you to find some way to help, and she then rushes to try and extinguish the fire. So I'm going to bring a map up here. This is our first map. So let's make sure, first of all, can everyone see on the map? Or is it just a black space?
I can see.
Again, if it's just a black space, you're not doing something wrong. I have probably coded your token wrong. Everybody can see this?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. So what you see ahead is, so this first thing here, this is the Sultan's Claw. And then we have wagons. You can see Alma up at the top, her and 4 guards. She has 4 guards that are dressed specifically in sort of this red chitinous armor. It looks like came from an insect or something. And you immediately recognize these as Packmaster guards. So Katapesh, the lands that you're in, are owned by a sort of run and trade all goes through this mysterious guild known as the Packmasters. And these 4 guardians are obviously, they're wearing the red chitness armor that the Packmasters are known for. And they are running from this wagon with the barrel on it back to this wagon trying to put out the fire. And Alma begins to help them. You can also see that there are 4 guards that are not wearing the red chitness armor. They're trying to push this wagon away from the burning wagon for fear that the wind's going to, blow the flames across and it's all going to catch. However, the 4 of them are really struggling. They can't move it. The wheels are biting into the sand. Right here we have 2 commoners and a third man that actually looks more filthy than Bingo. And the 3 of them are trying to round up the chickens and the goats that are running like mad all over the place. And then finally you see two people lying in the sand just in front of the tent. They appear to be badly burnt. And there is a man that wears robes, and you can tell he has a holy symbol, and he's trying to save. It looks like he's desperately trying to save their lives, to get the bleeding the burns to stop bleeding, and try to bring them back from whatever horrible death awaits them. There is a campfire in the center, and there's a couple rocks around. Not on this map is the camel pen. So just assume that that's off to our far left. Okay? And we'll assume that, you guys have quickly jumped down off your camels.
I don't.
As you don't jump off your camel?
No. I stand up in the saddle, bamf my wings out, and fly over to this cart.
Do you really have wings?
Yes.
I knew you were going to fuck with me somehow. Okay. So hold on a second. Before we get everybody saying what they're going to do, because we're obviously going to be doing stuff here, we're going to do our first initiative. It's not combat, but it's just going to give us an order so we can go through and see who's doing what. So make sure you click on your token, and then you can click on the initiative button either on the bottom left of your screen, or there's an initiative button actually on your character sheet. Got everybody? Are we short anyone? I think maybe we need Jasmine, and that's it. One sec. Do you have an initiative button, Jasmine? There we go. Done. Okay. So now we're going to order these descending. So Keplin, you're gonna get first reaction here. Don't worry about movement or anything. I'd just like to know what Keplin's going to do. And
How far away am I, like, based off of this map? Because
don't worry about distances here. On a dash, you could reach anywhere.
Not a problem. Then I'm going to dash as far forward as I can and go, "You rank amateurs, get out of my way!" Then I'm going to cast Create Water and make it rain on top of the fire.
Oh, nice. So what is the range of Create Water? Do we know?
I have to be within 30 feet, and I can create a 30-foot cube of rain. It's to the equivalent of 10 gallons of water to be dropped on that. I can make it into a water. Actually, I can make it a waterfall, which is even better. Just have a 10 gallons of water just from my hand douse onto that.
Keep that water away from me.
So Keplin runs forward and casts Create Water.
And as my bonus action, I'm going to cast Healing Word on the cast Healing Word, which allows with anyone within 60 feet on a creature of my choice. I'll pick whoever this guy's not working on. I'll cast that on the other person.
Nice. Okay.
While he's cursing and swearing.
I don't think you can cast both of those. Is Create Water
it's a first level spell.
It's a first level 1 spell.
But
so you can't cast 2 first level spells in the same turn.
Oh, you can't? Okay. Well, then I'll just do it.
You could do a cantrip and then follow that up with a Healing Word. But if you're casting Create Water, then you can't. You would need a cantrip that casts.
I'll do the Create Water first. Let the medic.
Okay.
Oh, you don't want to heal? You're the only one that can heal.
I'll do that in the next round.
I'm just kidding, Smudge.
Can Smudge heal?
A little bit.
Okay. So, Gelhank Feng, what are we doing?
I am gonna run my buns up over there. And how big is this barrel that they're using?
It's pretty big. It looks like it would hold days worth of water for everyone in the caravan.
Is it too big for me to pick up?
Is it too big for you to pick up? No, because it's not totally full. So you can certainly make a strength check to try to do that, or an athletics check.
He's also pretty big.
Yeah.
Also, what?
Said you're pretty big.
I sure am, baby.
That's how I like
Told
it.
you got a chance.
So let's go into your character sheet and give me an athletics check.
Okay.
By clicking on athletics, it should roll it for us.
Oop.
There we go.
Whoa.
Nice. Nat 20. That's not a bad way to start off the campaign. So, you hoist this barrel up on your shoulder, and Gelhank starts moving over towards the burning wagon. I'm going to say you haven't dumped it on there yet, but next round for sure.
Okay.
Anise?
Okay. Do we know if anyone's trapped the burning wagon?
Do you want to yell that out?
Is anybody trapped in the wagon?
The priest who's healing these guys says Aeolus is in there. He couldn't possibly survive at this point.
I want to move up to the wagon and see if I can prop a door open or anything. If anyone's trapped inside, I guess.
Hey, give me a perception check to see if you can see what you can see. The flames are too much. Anise looks at the back, and it is just totally engulfed. So the back door is open. So you tend to agree. Every so often, like bits of paper or cloth fly out the back, sort of on a breeze, burning up into the sky, just like the cards flew out before. Let's go on to Smudge. Smudge, what are we doing?
I'm going to, let's see here. I'm going to move up so that I'm sort of by where the injured people are.
Yep.
And
so you can see this. How do I do this? Oh shoot! You can see this gentleman, his
Okay.
white beard. He's older. He definitely looks an older man, and
Evil as fuck.
villain.
Oh,
We
that
think
guy.
that's the villain, the big bad evil guy, and he is in the midst of. He's just beginning to cast looks like beginning to cast a healing spell.
Kill him.
Okay. Can I... Okay, seeing that he's doing that, then I'm gonna inspire Jasmine's character.
Nice. Okay. So Jasmine gets Gelhank gets some bardic inspiration.
Yes. Do I have to do that on my sheet, or is it just something that we keep track of separately? It's different on here than it is
on
on...
your sheet. There may be a place where you track your uses. There is, if you look down the right-hand side, there's a bardic inspiration, and you should be able to click that down one just to note that you've used it.
Oh, okay. I see what you're
Was it
talking about.
D6 at level
Okay.
I think, is it a D6 at this level or D4? D6?
I think so. I don't know. I've never played a bard before. Yes, it's a D6.
D6. Black
right.
a D6. Ferris, I'm just going to say for now is following.
Eric's just
Following
watching his
his
boss's
buddy.
back. Watching his
Okay,
buddy's back.
Shazzy. Wings out. Bamf.
And I will fly over here to this wagon and just
Yep.
start beating my wings to blow the fire the other direction.
Okay.
Keep it from spreading onto.
I'm trying to
the other
decide if
wagons.
that would just add oxygen to the fire and get
It
it
would
going even
redirect
hotter.
it.
The
Yeah,
goal is to redirect it, right?
Yes. Because clearly they are concerned about the fire catching on the other wagon. So if there is a wind flow from one side where the wagon is, it's not going to come this way. It's being blown in the other direction.
Okay.
you're
I will
fanning
say-
the flames.
I will say that it will not come this way, but it is. You're
That's fine.
definitely making like there. It's flaring now. It's flaring. How about Bingo?
Bingo's gonna quickly rush over to Gilhank, running right past these injured dudes,
Yep.
and I'm gonna get right under her legs. And I was gonna go for the fire, but I look up and I see her muscles like rippling as she's carrying this barrel, and I get totally distracted, and I just stand there.
Just in awe of her power.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. I mean, it's a little creepy, dude, but I like it.
Just a little.
Okay, Keplin, your water hits that wagon, and there's like a big flash of steam and everything, which is quickly batted away by your friend there fanning the flames. But I would say you put almost half the card out.
Awesome. So with my next thing, I'll cast Healing Word cross on this fella right here if he's not being dealt with.
Yep. That's one thing we didn't talk about, guys. If you left click and hold on something, it will ping it with whatever color you've chosen for yourself across the bottom. So if you want to draw my attention to something, you can click and hold, and it'll ping it. Okay, so you cast Healing Word.
Yep.
And what would you like to do with the rest of your turn? Because that's just your bonus action.
I'm just gonna stay away from it. Now I've done my bit. I've got all my magic out. I'm just gonna stay back here and see what's going on.
Okay. Gelhank, do we dump this barrel?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Oh, should we roll for Healing Word for that poor little fella? See how much I
you can
gave him.
Yes, totally roll for that, please.
He got 6 healing points.
Nice. I will add 6 hit points to his dismal total. Gelhank, we don't need any sort of rule for this to just dump the barrel. You do notice that you have an admirer sort of in and about your feet. And actually, as you
Realize how creepy that is.
as you are about to dump this water on, Alma and her guards are a little bit in awe as they see you hoist this entire barrel. And just as you sort of tip it to let that water go and hit you hear Garavel say, "Wait, that's the drinking water!" And then it just spills gush, washes across the wagon. And for the most part, the wagon is now out. It's just a smoking ash and cinder. Anise?
Better refill that barrel.
Sorry, ma'am.
Let's see. It perform like a medicine check on the injured.
Yep.
No.
You can totally
Okay.
do that. So
Okay.
you come over and check. As you do that, you can see that the old man has just finished healing this guy.
Okay.
And although he's still very wounded, You think he's already stable, and as well, your little gnome friend has healed the second one, and that one looks equally in good shape. They're not going to die. They're still horribly burned, but they're not going to die.
Okay. Guess not sure what to do here. And is the cart almost put out?
Yeah, the cart for the most part is no longer, like, there's hardly any.
It's not like a
I
threat.
will say there's no flame now. There is just smoke and blackened cinder, and yeah, that's it.
Okay.
For the
Also
most part,
swap.
it things like the problem has been solved. Smudge, is there anything you want to do this turn?
No, it looks like they've got everything covered. I guess maybe I go help the dude rounding up the chickens and stuff like that.
Absolutely. Do you want to give me an animal handling check? As a chicken sees a large cat approaching it?
I also have my feline agility, which means I can move really fast. So.
Oh, that's true. I'll give you advantage on this animal handling check then.
Okay.
If you'd
How
like
do
to
you do
use
that
your-
again on here?
Okay, so go to your character sheet. Up at the top, you will see the advantage, normal, and disadvantage toggle. Make sure that's clicked onto advantage. And then on your character sheet, just click on the animal handling. There we go.
That's 20.
What?
Double 20.
Double 20s!
How the hell?
Nice.
I'm gonna say he catch like 3 chickens. 3 chickens. You just scoop them up. And
Smudge is really proud of herself.
yeah, and the two, not this dirty guy. This guy that's filthy. He just looks at you like, ugh. But the other two, a man and a woman, they look at you like in astonishment. Amazing, amazing. You've captured the chickens. Shazzy?
You said there were goats on the loose
You
too?
forgot Ferris.
Oh, what's Ferris doing?
Ferris is going to go help get a chicken. Help catch the chickens.
Okay.
Because he likes to think with his gut.
Yeah, so rather than making a let's see here. Rather than making a animal handling check, let's just make an attack with his bite.
Okay.
Oh no.
So how do I do this for his bite? Just have him.
You should be able to go onto his character sheet and just click on the word bite, and it should roll it.
Okay, let me open it up.
Does anyone know the armor class of a chicken? You guys just had a chicken adventure the other night. You should know what the armor class of a chicken is.
I think it was 12, I think.
Roll 20 is being rolled 20. Can I just roll a D4, see if he hits? I think it's just sitting there.
You might not have. I don't know that you actually have permission to work the sheet. Hold on a second.
Yeah, probably don't.
No, it says you do. I'll roll
20.
it.
Yeah, roll 20 is just sitting there going, I'm checking if the site connection is secure. That's what roll 20 is telling me. I've been running into this lately.
The AC of a chicken is 10.
Yes, Ferris totally snatches a chicken.
Yeah, so he's just going to run off behind the rock and help liberate it.
Yes, he's liberating a chicken right here.
That's Ferris's thing. Thinks with his stomach.
I like that. Okay, Shazzy?
So you said there were goats free as well?
Yes.
All right, so my favorite enemy is beasts.
Yes.
Can I just add like an advantage or something because the goats are beasts while I'm trying to track them down? Okay.
Sure. Do you want to give me an animal handling check with advantage then?
Yep. 17.
Nicely done. You totally drift over. You fly down and grab a goat.
Yeah.
It lets out a a goat sound.
You're not going to make a goat sound?
I'm not that far into the immersion yet. No, you're not getting a goat sound out of me.
Please.
Would you like to make a goat sound? There we go. If we need a goat sound, we're turning to Gelhank now.
If I had known there would
Bingo.
be goats, I would have brought my screaming goat.
I'm going to move up a little closer
There's
here.
such a thing.
Yes.
I'm going to make sure none of these guards are looking at my girl.
Okay, they are. You notice actually, not only are the 4 guards like looking at your girl, so is Alma. They're like all really impressed with her strength.
All right, that's okay. All right, now I'm gonna inspect the wagon, see what I can see in there.
So you give them the dirty eye, and then take a look into the wagon. You see a burnt out wagon. There looks like there's all kinds It would have had 4 walls. Like it's a covered wagon, so it's got walls and a roof and everything. The roof is totally burnt out. The walls are mostly gone, but you can see that inside, like there was all kinds of tapestries and and different textiles hanging. It would have been probably pretty fancy, but now it's burnt out. And slumped over a charred, broken table is the body of a man, horribly burned and charred.
Okay, I'm gonna attempt to pull him out of the wagon and check out his. I'm gonna see if he's still alive.
Okay, so you jump in the back of the wagon and you start dragging this guy out, and he sort of starts to crumble and fall apart. He's so badly burnt. So by the time you reach out the back of the wagon, you have an arm.
Like I just like drop it, like hop down.
He's that way.
Yeah.
So we're gonna drop out of initiative now because the danger is kind of past. The animals are gathered up. Those of you that have grabbed chickens and goats, they're brought over to. There's another small pen, and they're put into that. The chickens just kind of run free, but they were like, there was some fear that they were going to run into the fire, and you would have Swiss Chalet on the desert here. Yep.
Love Swiss Chalet.
When I pull out by the arm, does he have any jewelry on or anything? That's not obviously wouldn't be destroyed.
No, he doesn't. No.
Okay.
As Gelhank puts the barrel down, Garavel comes over and looks at her with almost a scolding glance and says, "I'm glad the fire is out, but that's going to make things difficult."
Don't worry, I'm strong. I can fill this up with more water and deliver it to your town if whatever. There was a fire. You're getting mad at me for putting out a fire.
He looks around. He says, "I don't see any. Don't see any towns. I don't see any wells."
Well, we have a little friend here over here. I'll point at the gnome. He can produce water.
With that, everyone is looking at Keplin. There's sort of an awkward pause as everyone looks over their shoulders at Keplin.
Keplin kind of looks there and knows everyone's looking at him. He's like, "What? What is that? What?"
Alma pats Garavel on the shoulder and says, "We'll make do. We've made do on less." And she says, "Why don't you gather your friends up and let's speak in the tent about the task at hand."
I see him sassing Gelhank a little bit, and I walk over and I take my halfling-sized canteen and I open it and I dump it into the barrel and I go, "There."
There's like half a pint. There you go.
Paid in full.
With that, Alma goes into her tent, and Garavel motions and sort of asks that if everyone else could follow along.
So we're not going to talk about the burning wagon and dead body and injured people and animals running amok?
Garavel says, "I'm sure we can ask Alma for more details inside, out of earshot," and he specifically looks over at the dirty guy.
"You need a bath," and I walk into the tent.
You stink. I walk in.
So,
you too.
So inside the tent, you find not lavish but comfortable quarters. A bed has been set up, and there's a table, and there's a bit of water and wine out. So Alma offers what she can, and says, "Impeccable timing. Thank you. And I'm already impressed by your skills." And she looks specifically at Gelhank.
As she's not paying attention to me, I take the wine and I refill my canteen.
Okay. Okay, you totally do that.
Can I just stand in front of Bingo and like just wings out a little bit just to like more cover? Because
More
I
cover?
expect some of that wine too.
You're in on the heist.
I'm
You're
in on
the
the heist. Yeah.
Okay.
I
All
give
right.
you a little wink.
She smiles and says that she smiles and says, "I'm not sure how much Garavel has told you, but I brought you here so that we could liberate a nearby town. But this matter of the fire concerns me. I think perhaps it was set intentionally."
You don't say.
Since the six of you aren't here, perhaps you would like to begin earning your keep and question those at the camp where they were and what they were up to at the time of the fire beginning. Perhaps you could prove useful in finding the arsonist.
I look around at everybody.
Yeah, we could definitely do that.
I think I've more than proved my worth already to you guys, but if it's going to bring me some fame, I guess I can help.
Well, you can just pick them all up by the ankles and shake them until they tell the truth.
I've seen her do it.
I have no
It's my
doubt.
favorite thing to do.
It's a thing.
You can pick me up by my ankles anytime.
Hey.
I'm just saying.
She says, Garavel can certainly help you, help introducing you to the people of the, of the camp, and whatever you can find out would be most appreciative.
Can we agree to not go into this and just assume either the evil-looking medic guy or the dirty old guy?
The evil-looking guy.
Dirty guy, yeah.
Like, I feel they're pretty sus, but it may be not them.
I don't think it would have been Zasterin. And
is he the dirty one or the old one?
He's our cleric.
The old one.
Yes, the old one.
Look, you gotta ask. Sometimes clerics are dirty.
Well, I certainly don't think it would be Zasterin, and Dash Key is very important to us.
That's the dirty one.
Yes, his knowledge of gnolls very, very broad and deep. And since we're in Gnoll country.
This is Gnoll country.
I'll leave you to it then.
I want to do these sober. I'll just grab a bottle of wine.
Okay.
Walk out.
Not even hiding it.
Kaplan's just gonna stand up in a little hop. I mean, he's only 2 foot 2'5". So he's gonna stand a little hop. He goes, oh. He's gonna call for Ferris, and he's gonna go to the wagon and have Ferris sniff around. The two of them are gonna investigate the wagon, looking for any special tracks.
Okay, hold on a second.
He'll be like muttering on his breath, "Rank amateurs making a mess of my desert.
Oh,
now
so
I gotta
you
go find the bad guys."
You whistle for Ferris, and he doesn't come immediately. And then when he does come, he's got feathers hanging out of his mouth.
Oh, I'll take those.
I like. How many times have I told you?
Pick the feathers off of his face. Thank you, Ferris. You good little thing.
So you and Ferris go out to look for tracks.
We're gonna go investigate the trailer. Sorry, so I guess this would be the wagon, just to see if there's anything that just jumps out that's odd. Whether it was weird tracks that wouldn't have been there, or anything that could possibly weird. I'll let the little guy do his sniffing around, since he's kind of my thief. That's how I'm kind of playing him.
So you and Ferris go off to look for tracks and check out the wagon. What's it?
Yeah.
Who or what is everyone else doing?
I'm gonna go walk out of the tent. I go, "Let's go, baby." I put my hand up to grab Gelhank's hand. Like walk out of the tent?
Instantly slap it away. Don't even try.
And I'll say at that point, Anise walks by with her bottle of wine out into the outside of the tent. The sun is pretty much just down. It's just fallen below the horizon, and a campfire is burning in the center of the encampment, and people are. There's a couple. When you get over to the cart, there's a couple guardsmen sort of cleaning up the mess.
I'm gonna
So the
head
ones-
towards the dirty guy, and I'm gonna wait for anybody else that's coming over there.
Okay.
So are the guards the ones with the red?
No, the ones cleaning up are the ones that do not have the red. The ones with the red armor, they sort of stick around they stick around Alma's tent.
Mm. So besides the guards, it was just those two civilians, I guess, the two guys that were badly burned.
Yes, there's the so what you can take from this is that there are 10 guards in total. 4 of them are the Packmaster's soldiers, and then the other 6 are sort of a ragtag bunch of hired mercenaries, similar to yourselves, but they don't look like there's no spellcasters that amongst them. They all look just pretty much like men at arms and women at arms. There's men and women amongst their numbers.
How many of them are there?
There's 6. There's 6 of those, and 2 of them were burned badly trying to pull Aeolus out of the wagon.
I'll go up to that group.
Okay.
Hello. So what are all of you doing here?
They sort of look you up and down, and they're like, probably what you're doing here. Hired muscle.
Who?
And as the one says that, another one pushes forward, and this is one of the ones that was burned. And she says, don't listen to him. We're paid to guard the caravan.
Caravan that went up in flames.
Yeah, well, we're all kind of relaxed around the campfire, just sort of, settling in for the night. We've been here for a couple days waiting for you, and, we were all kind of just having a bite to eat, and we were just about to uncork some of the good stuff when the wagon went up in flames.
Interesting. Clearly, you're not very good at your job. It went up in flames. Anyone?
They all you can all see them kind of like go, what the fuck? Like like they obviously are not appreciative of you sort of insulting their abilities.
Just like in a hushed voice. Did anyone benefit from wagon destroyed?
Well, they say they look across the camp to where the hygiene challenged man is. The halfling has moved over there. Who else is moving over to talk to Dashkey? Anyone? Or are we just sending Bingo to do the work?
I'll go with Bingo, just because I don't want him to get distracted by talking about Galhank.
Okay, so Anise, you see the 2 of them headed over, and they go, that guy over there he's just been a bundle of joy since he's been brought on. And I didn't see him around when the fire started.
What was the name of the guy who died in the wagon?
Aeolus.
Aeolus. Okay.
So let's jump over to Bingo.
All right. I saunter over to the.
So
to
Dashkey is sort of leaning against the rock there. You notice that he has a bit of there's something wrong with one of his legs. He favors his one leg, so he's leaning against the rock to take some weight off it, and the two of you saunter up to him.
Hey, Stinky.
Bingo, he smells worse than you do.
I know. Hey, why'd you set the wagon on fire?
He's
Very
like,
subtle.
I have a charisma of 8.
that's awesome. Well, at least you're to the point, right? He goes, set it on fire. I did. It wasn't me.
Look me in
I
the
didn't
eyes
ha-
while
I
you're
didn't-
lying to me.
I didn't have any problems with Eolus.
Who had problems with Eolus?
I don't know. Maybe Alma. Maybe he gave her a
Maybe?
bad reading.
Oh, he was a tarot reader, was he?
He says not only maybe he just did it to himself. The idiot burned hundreds of candles in that wagon. Perhaps he just got unlucky.
What's wrong with your leg?
He's like, huh? This leg here?
I jab it with an arrow. Yeah,
He's
that
like,
one.
He's like, watch it. Jeez. And he pulls up his pant leg, and around his knee, he must have had a horrible wound. There's all sorts of scar tissue. And he says, the Knolls did this to me. Almost chewed it right off.
Insight check.
Okay, make an insight check.
Well, she's doing that.
Ugh.
Can I kind of like give him
9.
like a once over? I'm kind of looking for anything that you could start a fire with. Seeing if he's got any.
Okay. You don't think he's lying, and you don't see anything like suspicious, Bingo. So he says he looks at you as you're eyeing his leg up and sort of trying to figure out if he's being truthful with you or not. And he says, they don't kill you. They just start chewing on you.
Yeah, that's how you get the good meat.
Oh, I didn't know you were one of those tieflings.
I like chomp my teeth and my fanged teeth at him.
Yeah, the look comes over his face like he maybe enjoyed that too much.
You should.
He
I
says,
kind of look up and I see that, and I'm like,
Are you
and
having
I
mixed feelings?
start to walk away.
Bingo just walks away. He says he leans in towards you, Shazzy. He
Ugh.
says, you know what? We're in Knoll country.
Yeah?
It might have been a Pugwampi.
Oh, what? Do I know what that is?
You can make an Arcana or a Nature check, either one for me.
Ooh, very nice. 21.
21?
Yep.
You have a sort of vague recollection of a sort of you think he's referring to a creature that you've heard called a jackal rat.
A what?
A jackal rat. And they're sort of they're fey creatures, like they're not from here, but it's sort of like kids' fairy tales.
Okay. I kind of like put my finger on his forehead and push him back about 6 inches.
He's like, no, hear me
No.
out, hear me out.
No, I'm hearing you out, but you don't have to lean in so close. Your breath smells like rotten meat.
Yeah, you also notice like he's missing teeth. He's not in Not in real good shape.
Yeah, I think you've got the gangrene on your gums. You should probably get that looked at.
He sort of quickly runs his finger into his mouth like this, and then he says, you know, wherever Pugwampis go, bad luck's sure to follow.
Well, with a name like that, I don't blame them.
The Knolls hate Pugwampis because of it. They're bad luck. Perhaps the bad luck caused the Fortune Man's candles to start a fire. Yep. I think that's what it was. I think it was a Pugwampi.
Caravan on fire, I don't believe it.
All I heard was caravan on fire.
What? Oh yeah, I forgot. I don't have push to talk on. I was yelling upstairs.
Well, I find that difficult to believe because Pugwampis are just a fairy tale.
They're not. No, they're not.
Yeah, they are.
I've heard the Knolls talk about them.
You
The jackal
realize
rats.
how
The jackal rats are all over this desert.
you realize how stupid that sounds, right?
Well, I'm here for my expertise on Knolls. Take it or leave it.
Your expertise on gnolls, not fairy tales.
Take it or leave it.
I'm gonna leave it, and if you burned this caravan down, I will kill you. Just putting that out there. And I also chew before I kill, so just keep that in mind.
Again, a creepy look comes over his face. He goes, "Oh, I'll keep it right at the front of my mind."
Great.
And then he just stares at you a little too long.
A lot of that going around.
Yeah.
I fly
What?
up
We're gonna have
45
to have a
feet.
special announcement at the end of this game. Like,
Yes.
get consent. How consent is important.
I fly up 45 feet, purposely like kicking up as much sand and grit into his face as possible.
Okay. Okay. What's everyone else doing? Who haven't we gotten to yet? What is we've got a niece over with the guards. What's Gelhank and Smudge up to?
Smudge is gonna just make sure that all the people that were hurt are sort of tended to.
Okay. Yeah, you come
Make
up.
sure that
You sort of get the last sort of tongue lashing that Anise gives them about how they're crappy at their jobs, and then you arrive to find that the two of them are pretty wounded. They look at you. They're like, "Are you some sort of healer? You a doctor? What are you? You a cat?
Skunk? What?
You some kind of skunk? Are you French?"
the smudge is not that big. It's like the tip of her freaking nose. It's
You're never living
not
it
that
down.
big.
You're never living it down. You're never living it down.
I'm doing art for this character tonight.
Just not gonna be allowed to change your token.
Gelhank, what are you doing?
Was I close enough to Shazzy and Smelly Guy to hear what they were saying?
I think if you wanted to be, you could. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, then I'm gonna walk to the four guys that I'm close to, and I'm gonna ask them about who does tarot, because I overheard tarot and a card was thrown at Smudge before.
Okay. So when you get over to them, they say that Eolus was Alma keeps a card reader. She's not from Katapesh. She's from the north, and tarot readers are an important part of her culture. She puts a great deal of faith in the Harrow deck readings.
Okay, I also want to know, why was Eolus inside of the thing when it started on fire? Why was he by himself in there?
Bit of an introvert. Not really one to come share time around the campfire or the table. He's sort of a Bit of a strange fellow.
So he normally just hangs out by himself in the back of that, just waiting to move again.
Well, he kept going on about this town that we're going to, Kelmarain. I'm sure when this is all settled down here, Alma can tell you a little bit more about our intentions there, but he said that kept going on that there was something larger going on at Kelmarain, something about a legacy of fire.
Okay. I definitely want to talk to Alma when she's got some time.
Of course. I mean, we're all happy that you guys have arrived. We need individuals of your talent.
Oh, don't worry. I got enough talent for everybody in here.
I'm standing right here.
Oh,
You're flying. You don't know anything. You don't know anything going on here. As everybody's sort of talking and chatting with these, Keplin,
Yep.
you get around the wagon. Do you want to give me a survival check?
Absolutely. Survival. There it is.
Ferris is like sniffing, like some
Yeah.
sort of miniature German Shepherd.
Yep. That's his job.
Yeah, the sand in around the wagons, it's hard to see anything. There's been a lot of foot traffic around the wagons.
Okay.
And Ferris comes out and looks at you. Somehow he's gotten another chicken feather, and he's just looking at you like.
Actually, he can actually talk to me because I'm a gnome. I can actually.
Oh, that's
talk
true.
To Alan. He and I can talk like normal people.
So he's like, everything smoke. Everything smells like smoke.
Well, what else do you smell? I don't keep you here for your good looks. Come on.
He puts the feather down. Chicken? I smell chicken.
Oh, you're always thinking with your stomach. You've got us in so much trouble already. Did you get one for me?
You didn't tell me I was supposed to share that one.
Oh, come on. We share and share alike. You know the rule. With one for you, one for me. So is there anything else around here? This is kind of weird. I don't like these people. What else did you think? What else did you see around here? Smell anything?
Nothing. Smoke. There's a lot of smoke. You know what that does to my... And he sort of paws his nose.
Oh, you're not going to give me another speech about how sensitive your nose is. Oh.
The smoke ruins it. It's all smoke.
Okay, fine. It's smoky. Okay, I get it.
I can't even smell the halfling anymore.
Well, that's probably a blessing in disguise. But listen, let's walk around for a little bit, and we're just going to go out to the edge of the camp here and see if we can see anything else. This is a little weird. It's either an inside job or an outside job. Let's eliminate that it wasn't an outside job. So I'm
so you're going to move away like a further...
Yeah, just get like around. Just start to get out of the perimeter here and just kind of...
Okay.
We're still close to the camp. Like, we're not going to be, like, wandering off in the desert, but just far enough that we're away from anyone would have been wandering around, right? Just to see if we can pick up something.
So, for those in the camp, let's maybe go back to Anise and Smudge. You guys notice one of the gentleman who was rounding up animals. He's now standing he's moved through here and out away from the camp a little bit, and he's yelling, "Rumbard! Rumbard! Come back! Come back, honey, it's okay!"
You're looking for?
So you move out, and he turns and looks at you, and you can just see he is horribly upset. Tears sort of rolling down his face. He's like, "Rumbard, my prize goat, she's a gone."
Is he one of the 6?
No, this is just like
different guy.
this gentleman's job here is probably to take care of the livestock and the camels.
It's me, a Rumba.
Rumbard, she's a beauty.
She be gone.
She's something.
She make the best milk, and she's gone.
Did
It
you
would
see
have
which way
made a
she
great
went?
dinner. I guess she's gone now. Really don't care about your goat.
When
Gonna look.
you say that, you just crush him, and then his wife comes over and to console him, and she says, "Rombard is more like a family member than a
Mm.
goat. You understand? My husband, he's very attached to his goat.
Are
Don't
you
She
my
ma-
understand.
she makes
daddy?
good she makes a good milk.
I'm sure of it. Well, just look around. You think anyone purposely set the wagon on fire?
Uh, he is unconsolable and doesn't really even hear your question. However, the woman she says, "I'm sure I'm sure everyone will think it was Dashkey. No one likes Dashkey. He's a little bit feral.
Weird.
Well, we knew him. We knew him back Solku way. Used to take rich folk into the scrublands, hunt up gnolls like trophies. Most people here don't trust them, especially the way he leers." At
So
which point she makes sure she's properly covered.
who do you think it could have been?
Wasn't me.
She says, I, I, I'm not really quite sure. maybe one of the mercenaries." And she points back at the people that you had just been talking to, and Smudge is checking out their wounds now, and she says,
Well,
maybe one of them, maybe a gnoll snuck into the camp and we didn't see it.
here's the thing. They are blaming Ishki. And you are blaming them. So we're in a predicament here. What motivation would they have to do that? They were hired to protect the wagon.
Maybe they don't feel they're getting a good enough cut.
Wouldn't they not receive a cut since they clearly didn't do their job properly?
She smiles at you. Maybe.
How about you two?
Oh, well, we were brought on to look after the livestock. My husband, very good goat herder.
Who do you work for?
Lady Alma.
And man that died in the wagon, who was he?
Oh, Lady Alma's very superstitious, and she brought that man from her homelands, and he does the cards. I don't believe on all that.
Is there anyone else here who doesn't believe in all that?
I don't think any of us really do, except for Lady Alma.
Interesting. I'm going to motion to Sassy.
Sassy, do you want to land over there since you're up in the air?
Sure.
All right.
Once you land,
What can I do for you?
You can find him a goat. She's
Oh, yeah.
lost.
you
She's
have
scared.
you. In a moment, don't interrupt. I'll speak to Chassis in Infernal. I'm assuming these two don't speak Infernal.
Does Chassis speak Infernal?
I do.
Okay.
Tiefling, of course I do.
Well, you could be Abyssal.
That's true. Nope, infernal.
Okay.
Just spoke to the mercenary group. They seem to think it was Dashki, and these goat farmers seem to think it was one of the mercenaries. Did you get anything from Dashki?
He's a real big creep.
I gathered.
Yeah, and he smells real bad.
Can smell him from here.
It's so bad. Like you thought Bingo was bad? Oh, good lords. So bad.
People seem to be convinced that it was not him. Quite frankly, I don't trust the mercenary group.
You know, mercenaries are dicks, so that doesn't surprise me.
They are.
I feel like there's no infernal translation for dick, so it just comes out as dick.
Oh, I'm
in
sure
common.
there is. Oh, I'm sure there is.
I like it better this way. I think I
Okay.
just say dick in common anyway. Like, just...
A couple, all they hear is dick.
Just like-
dick.
like hellish language, dick. More hellish language. Yeah. Well...
You need to tone it down, Rumbard. He don't like the bad language. Rumbard, come back. Daddy loves you.
Is Rumbard the goat?
It's the goats.
Yes.
They consider it a member of their family. Maybe if you fly around, you can help them locate the goat. But
I think
as
the
for
goat may have
me-
ran away on purpose. I'm getting a vibe here, and I don't care for it one bit.
Continue working on the mercenary group.
Okay.
Just like pull up
Alright.
my wine bottle. Might
Yeah,
help
I'll
loosen their lips.
I'll tighten my corset a little bit, just to like, and go over with Anise.
Okay. Mudge, you think their wounds are good? You don't think they think the magical healing they receive, they're not going to get infected? Can you make a medicine check though for me?
Sure.
Yeah, you don't think it's going to get infected?
Looks great, guys. I would be
You're
asking
doing
them
great,
questions like, did they know
Okay.
the person and things like that.
Yeah, so everything that I've kind of mentioned before, I mean, this was a card reader. Aeolus was a card reader. He wasn't from Katapesh. He's from the north. They don't really, nobody puts any stock in his hero card reading. And he was sort of ranting and raving that there was more going on in these lands. The cards were telling them more, and that there was all sorts of there was sort of like dark omens to be watched out for.
Do you remember any of the omens? Yep, that's the accent we're going with because that's what came out of my mouth. So that's where we're going.
They say he kept going on about some legacy of flame, legacy of fire.
Okay.
Well, while they're doing that, I'm gonna try and sneak around the wagon here, the one that was burned, and I want to actually get in it and take a better look around than I did last time.
Okay.
I'm kind of
give me
trying
a
to be sneaky. I don't really want anybody to see me going in there.
Okay. We'll just say you're a halfling. You go unnoticed. Give me a perception check though.
Okay. Perception.
Yeah, you're like, you burn up wagon.
Hey, it's a wagon. Okay.
Yeah. You do find some blackened coins.
Yeah, I stuffed those in my pocket.
Okay. So you can give yourself 12 gold pieces.
Hey, okay.
And I think we're going to jump back to Kepler for a moment, but before we do that, I think it's time for our break. We'll grab a drink, use the bathroom, and we'll be right back with more from the burning campsite.
Wah, wah, ba-da, ba, 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 ba.
now. Now. Doo-doo-doo. Okay, so let's start with our little gnome making another survival check, Keplin.
Okay.
As you push out further away from the wagons.
There. 15.
Okay, so a couple things. When you get a little further away from the wagons, you find a couple of pesh cacti. And pesh cacti can be made into drugs.
Oh.
It has hallucinogen properties, and also can also be pretty poisonous if it's not done right. But what you find in around this cacti are these tiny little footprints in the sand. That something like had been here watching the camp.
When
I say tiny, like smaller than
me and smaller than like Ferris?
About Ferris size.
Ferris, do you see that? You see that, Ferris?
He's like sniffing in there.
Ferris is actually high as balls.
Stay away from those damn weeds, boy. Now, what do you make of that?
He tells you it kind of smells like a knoll.
Telling me they make knolls that small?
I don't know. Looks back in the direction of Bingo. They make people small.
All right, we found the tracks here. It looked like it was sitting here. Yeah. And I'm going to kind of, you watch my back, and I'm going to kind of stand where the thing would have been, and I'm going to look at the camp and see what I can see from the camp. If I was sitting in that position staring at the camp, what would I have been able to see?
Well, you would see the 3 wagons, one of which burnt up, and then beyond the wagons, you can see like the campfire and the tent and everything.
Mm-hmm. Do you smell smoke or anything that might light a fire, Ferris? Anything sulfur? Or flint or steel?
I'm going to say that Ferris has no reference for sulfur yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you smell like...
But he does not smell any smoke stuff.
No smoke stuff, right?
Yeah.
And you think it smells like a knoll. All right, I got an idea. Let's go back to the camp.
Okay.
So we're gonna head.
Yeah, let's go. You're gonna start heading back to camp now. Gelhank, is there anything else you wanted to do with those guards?
No, I've told them that I want to talk to the woman in there when they get time. I don't trust it. I don't want.
All right. As you're waiting, the old man, the priest, comes over. He's like, "I'm Father Zasterin. And who are you?" To Gelhank.
I thought you would have heard of me by now after my great feat I just did, but
Well, I certainly saw you carry that massive barrel over, but I haven't caught your name.
Gelhank. What's it to you though?
Oh, no need to take offense. It's just an old man being curious. I was quite impressed by your ability to lift such a large barrel.
And who are you?
Well, I'm Zasterin, a humble servant of the god Nethys. And you've heard of Nethys? Nethys is the god of magic.
So you're the one that with the tarot cards I've heard of.
Oh, no. That was Elias. Or pardon me, Aeolus. Perished in the flames. No, I'm not into that sort of card reading and mysticism. I deal in the arcane. And healing magics, of course. Do you think you know who did it? And he sort of gives the evil eye around. But he doesn't look, you notice that he doesn't look at these guards in the red armor.
My suspicions, but I just got to know everybody, and I don't want to say anything too fast. I don't want to judge anybody. I just met everyone.
Those are wise words. Those are wise words. He motions over at Dash Key leaning against the rock. He says, that one there, I don't trust him. No one with healthy desires skulks around pretty women the way he does. Who knows what a scoundrel like him is capable of?
You know what? I actually know of that firsthand. I understand completely. But what do you mean? Is there an instance?
Oh, he's all eyes and drool around the lady. Clearly has unlawful intentions.
So you think he has something to do with the fire?
Well, he's just a little sketchy. He's not. I asked him about his past once. He started telling me about him and his father being captured by gnolls. Said one almost chewed his leg off.
I heard they bite, yeah.
Yeah. While you're alive. Apparently, they prefer to hear the screaming, I suppose. Savage beasts, gnolls, you know.
Very savage. I know someone who is what I would call a creep as well, but that doesn't mean that they're a murderer. So I don't know if I would connect those dots necessarily.
He looks over to this to the burnt up wagon where you can't see him, but you can certainly hear him like rifling about inside looking for stuff. He says, "Oh, yes, I did notice the little man has quite an eye for you.
You save the man's life once and he just doesn't stop following you.
You saved his life on
Yeah,
the road.
sometimes I wish I didn't.
Was this on the road in some sort of seedy tavern?"
In a past life of ours, but we'll get to that another day. I'd like to know more about you folk.
Well, I overheard you wanted to speak to Lady Alma. If you'd like, I can take you in the tent.
I would absolutely love that, yes.
Yes, delightful woman. Come on. And he leads you in. So bingo.
Mm-hmm.
You sort of finished looking around. You've pocketed a little bit of coin, and you notice the apple of your eye disappear into the tent with the old priest.
So I come out of the wagon. Now I'm just covered in soot.
Yeah.
I kind of roll out of the wagon. I see her go in. I'm just gonna kind of run across the camp, and I'm just gonna put my ear up against the tent and listen in.
Okay. All right. So you're over here, and I'm going to say that you guys have just finished talking, consoling, and that with the camel tenders and livestock tenders. So you come into the tent, and Alma is some of her finery got dirty during the fire, and she's just changed into clean linen, and she turns around, and Zastarin says, "My lady, Gelhank, that was your name, correct?
Yes.
We would very much like to speak with you." And Alma says, "Of course. What can I help you with? Have you
Oh, I
have you
just
figured
wanted
out
to-
who it's?"
just wanted to formally introduce myself. You know, being the unofficial official leader of this group and all.
Ah, they follow one who they believe is stronger than the others, correct? Strength is a great thing to follow.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it happens in our group. You know, I don't like to toot my horn in front of the others, but I am pretty strong, so
Clearly. I don't think any of those mercenaries that we hired or my guard could possibly have lifted that. Where did strength like that come from?
you know, when you're just born with it, you're born with it sometimes.
With that, the priest laughs.
Maybe she's born with it.
May-
Maybe it's
maybe
steroids.
Oh no! Check her back for pimples. Check her back for pimples.
Dipping into Bill's steroids.
Yeah.
No pimples I've checked.
Alma says, I'm at a loss with Aeolus gone. He's been a friend for so long. I do hope that that you and your friends can find out what happened.
We're definitely going to get to the bottom of this. Do you happen to know why he was by himself in there? I've heard that he's a loner.
Yes, we invited him many times to come sit around the fire, or to share. He didn't like wine, didn't like beer. Drank just water. Led a very simple life, actually. But perhaps I forced him to come on this expedition with me. I think he would have preferred to stay, well, in more civilized places.
Do you know of any reason why somebody may target him knowing that he would be alone?
I don't. The others found him to be a little foolish, not believing in the cards like I do. But the Harrow cards have pointed me in the right direction many times when I've been looking for guidance.
Could you tell me about a certain card?
Certainly.
I don't know anything about this tarot, but we happened to come across a card on our way to you that had some sort of cyclone or tornado.
Yes, the Cyclone. Not a good card to have drawn. Aeolus had drawn it many times in his readings of recent. She says, the Cyclone, and she moves over and gets her own set of cards from a small chest near her bed. And these, like the card that hit Smudge, was a very sort of, for lack of better, a poor man's deck. Very simple and straightforward. Hers are elaborate and maybe even some gold filigree around the edges. And she shows you the Cyclone card, and she tells you that the card is a card of strength, but it's also a card of evil, and that it represents sort of unstoppable destructive force, but not like that unleashed by nature, by a plot, another person's doing.
So Aeolus was drawing this card or repeatedly so he knew that maybe there was a plot coming towards him.
Yes, he kept referring to something called the Legacy of Fire. Have you heard of it?
I've heard of it many times since getting here, but not before that.
She says, I've never heard of this Legacy of Fire. He says it has something to do with the mountain. And she sort of motions in the direction of that massive mountain that you've been slowly working your way towards.
There's something evil in there, maybe a super null.
Instead of a
Many
regular
of them,
roll.
Super Knoll. It's a Mega Knoll. Then other Knolls transform into Mega Knoll.
Regular Knoll.
Okay, so at this point, I'm going to say that Keplin, you return to the camp with your news or information.
You're muted.
Alan,
Alan, you're muted.
you're muted.
Before I share my news, I want Ferris and I to wander over near this guy.
Yep.
Fellow one hermit to another, but I want Ferris to smell him, to tell him, I go, Ferris, we're gonna sneak over. While I'm talking to him, get a whiff. I need to know if that guy has any smell of Knoll, like recent smell, like that matches those tracks that we saw. And then we're gonna wander around the rest of the people and see if we can smell anything like that on them as well.
Okay.
Got me?
He nods. He nods.
Okay. Let's go, buddy.
What about the rest of you? What are you guys doing? So you know that you can maybe see your halfling friend sort of with his ear pressed up against the tent.
I think
And,
at this point, I've like lifted the bottom of the tent and I'm peeking in from the bottom.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. All right.
Anise and I were going to go
And-
talk to the mercenaries, but seeing Bingo doing that, I'm going to be like just nudging Anise and saying an infernal. What a pervert. You're muted
Just
too, Rosanna.
Back half of me sticking out of the tent and like my head's fully in and I'm just looking around.
Your head's under the tent.
Yep.
You're not pitching a tent.
Well,
That's what we need to make sure. That's what we need to make sure. How about you, Smudge? What are you doing? You see the so Keplin is headed towards Dash Key, and you can also see like the back end of Bingo.
Yeah, I don't even know.
I'm gonna say that Garavel is moving over towards the tent as well.
Can I like creep around behind jeez, Ryan, what's your character's name again? Bingo. There we go.
Bingo.
Creep around
Yep.
behind Bingo and just with my claws just scare the shit out of him.
just give him like a goose.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and give us a stealth check as you sneak up on Bingo.
Oh, this will go great. This will go really well.
Bingo,
I'm
what's your
sure.
passive?
Low.
Okay. I'm going to reduce it by 5, whatever it is, because your head's in the tent.
It's 12.
So, yeah, we're 7. We need to beat a 7 to sneak up on Bingo. A 6. That's fantastic. So, Bingo, you can hear someone approaching.
I hear the world's not sneakiest cat coming up
Yeah, the
behind.
least sneaky cat.
I stick
walking
my
on
head back on the
sand.
tent.
Me as a
That's
cat,
scandalous.
honestly.
I stick my head back on the other side of the tent. I'm like, what?
What are you doing?
I'm making sure she's safe.
Quit being a creep. Get over here.
Okay.
Okay. All right,
Really had to
Keplin.
twist his arm for that one.
Dashkey sees you approaching, and he's muttering to himself. He's talking to himself. He's like, "Could be, it could be. I mean, they're out there."
Aliens.
You're muted. Aliens. They're out there.
I'm an idiot. Okay. Greetings, traveler. You seem to be a bit of a hunter. What have you been hunting in my desert?
In your desert.
It's my desert.
He thinks about that for a moment, and then decides he's not going to argue with you. And he says, "Gnolls. I hunt
Gnolls,
and
man.
kill gnolls."
Is that what you do? So we be
I
in
did-
Knoll territory? Is that the evil that's been unsettling my desert?
At this point, Ferris is like in behind him, like sniffing. You know,
Waiting for the
greeting-
tail up for the
greeting
tail
him as
down.
all dogs greet one another.
Yeah.
And he says that, "Oh, we're in Knoll country.
Mm. Yeah.
I was just saying to your friends, I think maybe Maybe there was a Pugwampi in the camp.
A what?
You can make a nature or a Arcana check for this.
Well, I'll do. Let's do nature since I'm a nature boy. Oh yeah, it's in
Rolls
my
for the-
desert. I'll know what it is.
Yeah. So again, you don't have like a solid concrete, like Pugwampi. Okay. You've heard them called jackal rats.
A jackal
And
rat.
Exactly, a jackal rat. And it's said that when they're nearby, you get. It's an unlucky omen. They're unlucky.
How big would a jackal rat be? A jackal rat be?
At that
Say
point,
about,
he starts looking around for your fox, and it's.
let's say the size of my good friend Ferris over there.
Oh! He's like, yes, yes. What was he doing?
What do you think what he was doing? He's got my back 24/7, 365. He and I protect this desert. What do you do? Hunter of gnolls?
Well,
Waste of space and make a mess of my desert. That's what you do. Off with you. And now I'm just gonna walk off with Ferris.
Okay. Okay.
And I'm gonna kind of, well, Ferris, what you smell, buddy? What do you got? Like I'm talking to. I know he stinks, but
Smells like body odor.
no
And
crap.
feces.
All right, so he's not our man.
He's worse
We're
than the halfling.
That's impossible.
His smell is cutting right through the smoke.
Ugh.
And he again like bats at his nose.
So we're gonna walk over to this group, and I'm gonna have Ferris do the exact same thing. Just kind of like we're gonna
Okay.
kind of give my little.
So you're like doing border guard with you're the canine.
Yeah.
unit.
Kind of. That's exactly what we're doing. Just trying to figure out.
Okay.
I know that I'm not letting anyone know what I know, and I'm just gonna kind of give the. What are you people doing in my desert? Trespassing.
So as that's going on, you people, everybody else can see.
No,
Ravel
they're
enters-
you people. What are you people doing in my desert?
Ravel enters the tent, as does Dashki. He sort of rushes off his rock, and inside the tent, Gelhank, the filthy gnoll specialist comes in, and he's like, it's a Pugwampi. I'm sure it was a Pugwampi. And she looks a little dismayed. A pug what? He's like, a Pugwampi. They're like little. They're little dog men. They're known as jackal rats. Very small. Could come in and out of the camp without even being noticed. And wherever they go, bad luck follows them. It's possible the fire was not set by anyone. It's possible that it was just bad luck. Garavel looks to Alma and Dashki, and you can tell this is not a man that believes in luck. And then Zastaran also, it's like Pugwampi. I think they're stories. Alma looks to Gelhank. What do you think? Have you heard of a Pugwampi?
I've never heard of such creature in my travels. Not to say it doesn't exist, but I feel like that's a pretty convenient answer. Somebody who smells as bad as you, I don't know, I don't trust you.
No, listen to me, Alma. They live in Gnoll territory. The Gnolls hate them. They kill them on sight. They're bad luck. They're bad omen. I'm sure there must have been one, maybe two in the camp. Everybody outside can now hear this because Dashki is not being quiet, quite loud. And Alma looks to Gelhank again and says, well, I'd certainly like to see a Pugwampi if there's one nearby. Maybe you and your friends can go and capture it for us.
If Stinky over here wants to show us the way, we will definitely go find you this mystical creature that may or may not exist.
Yeah, she doesn't even turn and look at Dashki or ask him. She just goes, "Of course he'll go with you. Yes, take Dashki and go and find the Pugwampi."
We're on our way then. Whatever you need, ma'am.
Has
Okay.
Kaplan told us about the tracks?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I look beside. I'm standing right beside Smudge. And I'm like, Smudge, you ever heard of a Pugwampi?
Have I ever heard of that?
You're welcome to make either a nature or a Arcana check. Everybody can make it at this point. Now that they've heard the word.
You're well traveled, right, Smudge?
Sure, we'll go with that.
What check are we doing?
Nature or Arcana. And Pugwampis are so rare that you're going to need a 20 or higher for your character to have even heard of them.
Nah, I ain't heard nothing.
Me either.
Okay.
Anise got a 19, so maybe Anise has heard like a story about a Pugwampi, you think?
I mean, I can tell you.
Okay. So so you come out of the tent and Gelhank and Dashki are walking together. Not close together, but walking together out of the tent.
Hey, what happened in there?
Wouldn't you like to know? None of your business, little one. We've got to pack up and go.
Oh, we just got here.
Hi.
If you guys heard the irrational screamings of this wild man, we're looking for Pugwampi.
I've heard of it, but I don't know what that is.
They don't exist.
I didn't hear anything. I was on the other side of camp.
I don't think anybody knows what this is, but this
I
wild
do.
man's going to show us in the mountains where we're going to find this
It's a
big
jackal
monster.
rat. Have you heard of a jackal rat?
They don't exist.
They do. I tell you, they do. I've been around the Knolls long enough to know that
They're
jackal rats
a
exist.
creature from fairy tales meant to scare kids into doing what their mamas tell them.
Did Ferris pick anything up from these people?
No.
Didn't I see these people all pouring into the tent like they're about to go somewhere?
Yeah, you can hear them talking about a Pugwampi.
I'm gonna walk right up with Ferris and what's this? Where are you people going in my desert? Making more tracks for me to clean up? What are you young kids up to now?
I'm purposely standing behind Keplin, stomping my hooves like around.
I'm not even gonna look at it and go,
many.
I can hear you, Ranger. I can hear you.
I know, that was the point.
With a little finger. Don't sass me.
Don't be.
You're in my desert.
Don't be
Now,
thrusting
first
your
of all,
finger at me.
and then I go and I point to all of you. While you've been walking around here doing nothing, Ferris and I have been doing some real work. First of all, we found something. I'm gonna say now, get over here. Except for you, Stinky. I point to the halfling. You just stay right where you are. Get over here. Get down here. Come on.
Smudge just looks at
over.
Keplin, like, and goes, "Who hurt you?"
I hold myself. I'm about to give you some hurt. Someone's gonna get hurt real bad.
I would like to also the answer to this question. Have you pooped since we got here?
Enough with the jokes and let's get to work.
It's not a joke.
Okay,
It's a very
around
serious
here
medical
trying to-
condition.
I'm gonna say that the old cleric wanders out of the tent at that point, and he's like nodding his head to the whole poop thing. Like the old man knows what she's talking about. Like you need to.
You gotta poop
Sometimes,
regular.
He just wanders off behind this rock here and maybe squats behind it.
You
Like,
gotta
oh.
poop regular, or
I
you're
come
gonna
up,
be.
I come up behind the huddle and I put my arm right around Kaplan. What are we talking about?
And with my staff, I just give him like a smack on the hand. Get up! Don't touch me. Filthy rat hands off me, boy.
I'll kneel
Because
down.
you're bigger
It's-
than me doesn't think I can't give you a good one. Okay.
I'm not gonna
All right,
kneel
come with me.
down, but I
Down in
will
front
of me.
bend.
Okay, come with because arms we're done with the silliness. Listen up, children.
It's not silly. It's a medical condition.
From behind the rock.
I
you're like,
just give her the finger one more time. in his vest. One of these
Disaster
days,
and bears
Ranger.
down.
One of these days, Ranger. The little fist.
Right to the
Now
moon.
we found something. I'm sure you heard. I said I found the tracks of a jackal rabbit. There's a type of knoll, and it's been over this way. Now we've been checking out everyone so far to see who may or may not have been talking to it or been helping it in the camp.
At
But
that
it
point, Ferris
definitely
was
has
like,
been. But it's been definitely watching the camp from where we were. We could see that had a bird's eye view of everything. You could have easily got to that there trailer and set her on fire if that's what you wanted to do. Now, if you want to go get it, which I suggest we probably go do and make it talk and tell us who's helping it, you guys can come with me, or, and I point to the Ranger, you can take some more poop jokes. What do you want to do?
Both.
Why can't we do both?
He's gonna.
Dashki looks to Dashki looks to Gelhank, and he's like, you gonna let your follower talk to you like that?
Pipe down, Stinky, and calm down, little man. So is
Little?
one of these rat things the
Jackal rat?
Pugwampi we're looking for?
They don't exist.
They do exist.
They're not.
They absolutely
real.
do exist, and I found tracks of it.
You found
wanna
no
sit here-
tracks.
Then let's go.
Let's go. Come with me.
Pugwampi away.
Well, let's get the camels then. I ain't walking. And you better
Yeah,
not
right.
walk, because when you walk, your perp congeals into like concrete into your butthole, and then it won't come out for sure.
Scott just there, kisses hilarious.
Really?
I look at her, and it's good as a
So,
little
just so
2
we're
foot.
clear, Shazzy has an anal fixation? Is that what we're talking about?
That's
like she
exactly
has bum problems?
No,
in her
I'm
background.
concerned about the health of my party members.
Okay. Everybody needs a good BM. I hear you.
It's true. I care about their health.
He just
You are not
ignores her,
good
he-
friends unless you discuss poop.
Ferris.
So
we
you're
have a
you're
lot-
getting camels?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna walk them to where it is. We don't need camels. We just walk to where it is. I'll show
Well,
you.
if we're following tracks, I'm assuming the tracks do not stop where you first found them.
Pretty damn sure it's not too far. Come with me.
So as you the gnome is leading you out to the tracks.
The gnome's going. He's
The
just had enough.
slowest member of the party is leading
head
the
off.
party.
You're head off by the emotionally devastated animal handler. You going out there? You going out in the dark? You find her. You find her and you bring her back to Pappy. That's what you do, right?
No.
How much
You're
is it
going
worth
to
to
find
you?
the Rombard.
We'll look for the goat.
How
if we
much?
see it.
I'll give anything. Anything.
Gold?
You like my wife? You can have her my wife.
Don't
You
want
bring
your
me-
wife.
You bring me the Rombard back. I need her.
Is his wife in
What
earshot?
if
No, it's not.
What kind of love do you have for this animal, sir, that you're willing to trade your wife?
I'm just saying,
He
I'm just
he
gonna
comes
put
over
it
to you, he
out
goes,
there, but
You look at all these goats. You look at all these goats here. This is a fine herd of goats. They all come from Mama Rombard. We need her back.
I'm just gonna put this out there, but what if my fee is Rumbod?
No, you can't take her from me. She's my baby girl. I give her the snoochy.
I think we need to leave Rumbod out in the desert.
Kaplan just
For
kind of looks
animal
over at
protection
Ferris and
reasons.
goes, "We've aligned ourselves with idiots. Let's go, buddy."
We'll look for your goat, sir.
Thank you. Oh, I thank you so much, a little man. You go out there, you get him a goat. You bring her back to me.
Is there like
make
a
you- I make you a beautiful drink with her milk.
there like a Soku SPCA branch? Because I think we need one.
Okay. Oh. Kepler finds the trail.
Mhm.
And when
Now
you
this,
find it,
people, is wow. I go, you see, youngins, this is how you do work. And I show them the trail.
Wait.
it literally looks like little dog footprints.
Wait. You came all the way out here. Found tracks. Found the precious cacti that makes you high as fuck. And you didn't shit. God, no wonder you are a miserable bastard.
Ooh, could I collect some of that?
Yeah, you want to collect the cacti?
Yes.
Can you give me a nature check?
Of course.
Can I assist?
Couple kind of goes, I wouldn't do that if I were you.
If you want to assist, then we can have Anise make it with advantage.
Yeah, I'll assist.
I just rolled twice.
Yeah, you can just roll twice. That's fine.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh.
There we go.
Wow.
Ooh,
That one.
His rolls have been all over.
that went
So
from
you're
absolute disaster.
you're just about to sort of start cutting the cactus out when you know you're reminded by Shazzy, no, you got to go deeper. Like we need more root there, and you're like, oh, and then you like get the perfect cactus, the little cactus.
There
So,
you go.
Chassis, how do you consume this? How do you ingest it? Do you smoke it? Do you make a tea out of it? Tell me more.
There's multiple ways for its preparation. You can boil it down into a tea. Very nice. You
I
can
love that not only are you a poop specialist, you're
Hey,
also
Gilhang, you want me to get you some of this cactus?
You can also grind it up after drying it, and that you can snort.
I'm gonna try and
How
grab
much
some of
of
this
it-
cactus without anybody's help, because I want to be a hero.
it's all gone. There was just one little
Oh.
cactus of it growing there.
I'll find it.
How many, like, what's it called? Like the rations, or how many units of it?
Of the
So-
Pesh
so-
cacti?
So the Pesh plant itself is a fuzzy-looking cacti that thrives well in the hot and humid environments of Katapesh, but usually further south than here. So this is a little, it's known to bloom with yellow flowers and red stripes. It does tend to deprive other plants, like it's a bit of a weed in that. So the simplest method of Pesh production is to remove the cacti leaves and drain the liquid inside. And the resulting thin and pungent milk is then set in a cool, dry environment to curdle. And after 3 days, they add some salt and there's some other things and it basically refines down into sort of like a lumpy whey. And then the lumps are taken. There's way too much information on this. The lumps are taken out and then usually
No, there's
smoked in a hookah. Or consumed orally.
I say all
Would
this.
I know any of that? Okay, yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Just for fun. I say all this. I mean, if you want to do
And
it
just
the
on a
basic
side
way.
note, this is a gnomish concoction. Gnomes taught people how to do this. So, Captain, you're well versed in.
Well, I was telling her not to touch it.
I'm just saying, I'm an archaeologist, and one of my languages is Gnomish. So, I kind of got it in there.
And everybody can make an Arcana check, I guess, if they'd like to. If you don't want to, you don't have to. But if you'd like to make an Arcana check, you can certainly do that.
What's it in relation to?
In relation to the Pesh.
Two.
I got an 18.
Yeah, Kepler and Anise, both of you know that alchemists will commonly buy Pesh because it can boost the effectiveness of enchantment spells and potions.
I never ended up selling it. I always smoked it.
Consumed. So, are we gonna follow the trail? Dashki is like this. This is definitely This is definitely what we're looking for.
Yeah, let's
This
go.
is this is the Pugwampi Trail.
I'm just saying we
It
should
shouldn't
take
be
the
in my
camels.
desert. Let's go get it.
Okay, so you guys start following the trail, and it sort of meanders until finally you come to a bit of a rocky area. However, all around there's sort of this rocky ravine, and all around the ravine is not pesh, but it's like a little cactus forest. So thick and dense that like you would have to sort of chop your way through. But then very faintly as you arrive at this spot, you hear sort of the cries of a goat.
Tell you
Orumpar.
what it sounds like normally. Well, I will. Wings. Just stay here and maybe start cutting your way in. Let me take a look and I'll scout ahead.
Can I
Okay.
inspire her before she goes?
Yep.
How do you
So you
inspire me?
Yeah, what do you say to give her some bardic
Um,
inspiration?
For you, because I know that it pisses you off. She doesn't say anything. She takes out her panpipes and plays them for you.
That doesn't piss me off.
It's a jaunty tune.
It's a very nice tune.
It is. Smudge is small bean.
Small
So,
precious bean. Pat pat,
You lift
and then I fly.
you lift off the ground and you start to fly over the cacti, and you sort of you start to feel a little uneasy, Shazzy. Like something's off here.
Is there any kind of like nook or anything that I could just kind of perch on? Get a better
Yeah,
feel
there's a couple of large rocks in amongst the cacti that you
Okay.
can.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll kind of like crouch on one of those and hunker down, bring my wings around so I look like that
So
one
you
at the
guys
end
at
of
the edge
Fantasia.
of you guys at the edge of the cacti forest, you see Shazzy fly out a bit, maybe 100 feet or so, and land on a rock. Yeah. The sun's been down for a little bit, and the desert just seems really cold here.
Do I see a goat?
You don't, but it lets another cry out, and you think you can see sort of a break in the ground not far from you that you think it came up out of that.
Is there a rock closer to that I could like?
No. That's okay. Here's what I forgot to do. Who has a decent other than Bree, other than Shazzy, who has a decent passive perception on the group?
Minus 13.
Yeah, define
13?
peace.
Mm-hmm.
I have 12.
12 also.
Also 12.
10.
Okay. All right, so you guys are.
What about Ferris? What does Ferris have?
Let's check.
I can't open his sheet to save my life. I think it's just roll 20 being roll 20.
No, it could be because it's not a player character.
Okay.
I'll make a check. Ferris has a 13 passive.
Okay.
So who said they had a 13? Was that Smudge?
Yeah.
Smudge, you start to see in behind Shazzy, like there's maybe something moving in among the cacti.
And how far out is Shazzy from us?
About 100 feet. But like just the way the moonlight is shining down, you keep seeing, you catch a glimpse of something moving in behind her.
I would point this out to the rest of the group. What is that?
Nobody can see what she's making.
I say, like,
reference
I'm probably the only person
What?
without dark vision, so I probably don't see shit.
Yeah, like it's nighttime. You're sort of making out the you can see the sand dunes, and you can definitely see sort of this ravine that I'm talking about. Cutting into the ground here, and just cactus growing all over. But like specifics, you just see large blocky. It's outside of everybody's dark vision, but this is just from the light of the moon. But only Smudge seems to see it. Dashki's
see-
like.
See anything?
Oh, there's a break in the cacti up here. Hang on, I'm coming back. The goat might be up here, but
Everyone make goat noises. Ah!
Shazzy, turn around and look behind you.
I turn around and look behind me.
Hang on, for that, I think Anise needs to make an animal handling check. That was a pretty good goat noise. Let's see how effective that is.
Literally sound like human beings when they're screaming. It's so weird. Okay, it's nature, right?
Animal handling or nature, doesn't matter.
Oh.
Okay, so you try you let out the cry, and a moment later you feel like Rumbard screams back at you.
Jesse,
Yeah, he's
See
over
her.
here. I can't see her. But what am I looking at here, Smudge, behind me?
There's something moving. I can't tell what it is from here.
Just go about 10 feet off the rock and try to get a better look.
You're gonna fly up a bit off the rock.
Yeah, about 10 feet.
Okay. You don't see anything. You don't see anything, but you feel like you're being watched.
Pull out my longbow and knock an arrow.
Okay.
Watching. From this vantage, can I see into the kind of cacti clearing?
It's not so much a clearing as like the crevice goes a little deeper, like the
okay.
ravine cuts into the desert ground there. It's sort of rocky, but yeah, you can see down in there a bit. You think you see some movement, and you definitely when the goat cry comes up out of the ravine, you're pretty sure that that's where the goat is.
All right.
So there's like probably like up to my head in cactuses in front of me.
Oh yeah, you can hardly see anything with your height challenge.
I pull on Gelhank's leg. Hey, toss me over.
You got it.
Whoa!
Just to be clear, the rock that she was on is 100 feet away, so you're not getting tossed to that. But you can certainly try look for an opening and try to
tossed over the cactuses.
Yeah. Do you want to try to find an open spot you can throw them to?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I'll start flying back.
Okay.
As I launch over the cactuses.
As you see Gelhank toss Bingo. Gelhank, just give us an athletics check.
Yeet.
Yep.
As she's about to toss me, I pull my shield off my back, and I'm like ready to land on my shield if I have to.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So you don't make it. You're coming down in a clump of cactus. So you get your shield out, and there's just sort of a crash, and you take 3 piercing, Bingo.
Okay.
And you maybe have some really long cacti thorns in really awkward places.
You fucking fools. Just like.
All right, I'm on the other side.
I kind of swoop down and hold my hand out to Bingo.
It's okay. It was totally awesome.
You have
She
about
touched you.
6.
She touched you. She threw you.
You have 6 massive thorns coming out of your
Huh?
ass.
Oh, start pulling these little spikes out of my.
It hurts. It hurts.
Let me
Can we
help
throw
you
Kaplan?
Get your hands off me!
I'm gonna take a look. I'm gonna take a
Got
look
a little
around now.
stop. Look, I swear to
Little
God.
closer to this crevice.
Okay. Do you want Shazzy to fly you over there? Because you're certainly not going to be able to walk to it. Not without chopping away the cacti. Do you
I
want to
look up
chop it?
like a baby, and I'm like, "Hey, uppy."
Oh, good lord. I put my longbow away and the arrow and kind of like grab him by both arms. But I
Yes.
do not pick him up like a baby because he smells. So I'm like holding him out like this underneath me.
Like
Okay.
a baby that smells.
Yeah.
Drop me not on practice this time.
And you fly him over to the
Close.
fly him over to this crack in the ground, and sure enough, as you fly over, you can see the goat down in there.
Oh, put me down. Put me down.
I'm gonna put you down. That's redundant. I'll take you back and I'll come back for the goat.
Okay.
Okay.
Fly him back
Okay.
and then come back for the goat.
Okay. And so you drift down into that crack in the ground, and once you get down in here, there's not as much there's still cacti above you, sort of, but and you're not really sure how the hell it got in here. It has a large number of cacti thorns in it, though.
Yeah. We'll take care of that in a bit. And then we'll get you to a very nice rescue where you will not be molested anymore. So I just kind of scoop the goat up and like, unlike Bingo, I carry it kind of like against me with its head over my shoulder
Okay.
and give it little scritches.
So as you pick the goat up and you're just about to lift off the ground,
I die.
you are ambushed by, say it with me, a
Regular Noel.
Pugwampi. In the crevices of the this little crack in the ground that the goat has gotten into, this thing leaps out at you, and it has a rusty sort of worn blade that it takes a swing at you with. So we're gonna just quickly. I don't think we need to roll initiative for this necessarily, but it's gonna have advantage here.
Jesus.
21
That hits.
for 5 piercing.
Jesus.
So it jumps at you and drives its dagger in. And the little the goat just lets out it's terrified.
What does it let out again?
Terrified.
Can you let it again with the camera? What did it do again? Like a little.
And you guys hear this horrible goat scream come from the crevice shortly after Shazzy went in. So Shazzy, what are you gonna do?
Disengage and
Okay.
fly up.
And just fly?
Yep.
Okay, can you make an athletics check for me, please? Actually, acrobatics.
Oof. Oh, I'm gonna use my inspiration that I got from the Datalorian.
Okay. I'll let you do that.
Don't forget you have inspiration
Natural
from me
20.
too.
Okay. So as you lift off the ground, just for a moment, like you were gonna, you were sure you had enough space in here, and then like just, by unlucky chance, your wing was probably gonna get snagged up on cacti. However, drawing on some inspiration given to you, you managed to lift off out of the crack in the ground, and you guys see, Shazzy rise up out of this crack with goat in hand and just silhouetted by the moon for a moment, with her wings outstretched and Rombard like.
It's like E.T.
Yes, but with a goat.
I was thinking more Batman.
Oh yeah, Batman. I'm Batman.
With the plane, and like the first Michael Keaton up against the moon, then drops.
Yes. And then you fly over.
Yeah, I fly back to them and I
All
put
right.
Rumbart
And you land.
down.
You guys can see that Shazzy has a really nasty wound up on her shoulder.
I did it for the goat.
What happened?
The guy is with us, right? The smelly
Yes. And when you like pause, he's like, Pugwampi.
And I go, Jackal Rat.
It's real.
one? It is. Motherfucker stabbed me?
You killed it, didn't you, Ranger?
My hands
We got-
were full.
We have to get it. We have to get it and bring it back as proof.
Come on,
I'm
Trapper. Let's go get it.
I'm good. What am I supposed
I'm
to do
gonna-
with this fucking goat?
Can I tie a rope around the goat's neck?
Sure.
Actually, I'm going to talk to the goat since I can
It
talk
is,
to small
I mean,
creatures.
it is a good looking goat.
That's a
Nope.
prize goat.
How about I just, since I can speak with small creatures, I'm just going to go like,
just so we all know how important this is. I mean, we actually have a picture of our goat friend.
Of course
Oh,
we do.
yeah.
This is an important NPC.
Good looking goat.
Yeah, it is a good looking
I
goat.
get it now.
Suddenly you're like, this is all coming together for me. Rombard.
I understand.
you know, all I'm seeing is app.roll20.net checking if the site is connected and secure. That's all I'm seeing.
You're
That's
a
what I've been
Really?
getting all day. Yep.
Weird.
That's been something new that's been happening to me this week. I don't know what it is. I'm going to have to go look this error up.
I
think
had that
you're a
when I
hacker.
first logged in, but not since.
So we need to go get this Pugwampi.
Well, Dashki goes, well, everybody thinks I did it. If we bring the Pugwampi back, they'll know that's not true.
I'm actually going to sit down and talk with the goat because I can speak to small creatures. I'm like, what did you see? Rompart, what did you say?
You know what? I don't know that the goat actually qualifies.
As a small creature?
I think
Well, you're
that-
supposed to be able to speak to like little, small, tiny mammals. Like anything tiny would
Okay.
qualify.
All right, that's fair enough.
Rombard just looks at you and like chews its cud a bit.
Kaplan, step aside. Clearly, Bark can understand me. Just gonna stare into her eyes.
Okay. She's staring back at you.
There? The Pawaki. And you
I'm-
point towards the direction of the Pawaki.
I just stand behind Rumpart and point back to the crevice.
The goat's like, "Meow."
With me. Just you're on a leash.
Okay. Rombard seems very happy with you.
Can I like heal Shazzy, please?
Sure. What do you want to cast?
Just healing word because it's all I got.
All right.
What's your healing word?
Oh, we're playing this game?
She so she takes out her little lute that she's got and she just says I'm not gonna sing this because I can't sing, but to like the tune of Journey, she's like,
Come sail
please
away.
stop no please stop bleeding, I'm not good at healing.
Please
Won't stop believing.
believing. I'm not good at healing.
Yes, that.
God.
Thank you.
You've been sitting on that all night, haven't you?
Nice. 7 hit points back. So the
Nice.
wound just closes and disappears.
I look over as I'm pulling like spikes out of my shoulder.
Thank you, Smudge.
You're welcome.
Settle down there, Stinky. Okay,
That's
so
gonna get
are we
infected
going?
with how smelly you
Are we going in after the Pugwampi?
Kaplan's going to grab the trapper and say, let's go. Let's go get this thing. I want it out
So
of my
yeah.
desert.
If you maneuver around the cacti forest a bit, you find that crevice that the goat was in. It does wind all the way out, but it's very tight. And with the exception of Bingo and Kaplan, everybody else is probably too big to fit down it all the way, which means there's going to be cacti encounters. You can get poked.
I'll lead the way.
We can cut our way through, and I'll stay up airborne and just kind of like guide
Okay.
the easiest route or whatever.
So Bingo, you're going to lead the way and cut down any cacti that look like they could hurt your friends.
Yeah, I'll pull up my
Okay.
rapier.
Is there something that I can use my special thing for, like with Shazzy up in the air and like me guiding? Can I use that?
Your compass?
Yeah, can I use that to help guide through like the safest way?
Absolutely.
Okay, then I would.
Well, the compass just means you won't get lost in the you know, if it starts to split and break off, you probably won't get lost in there.
Okay.
Okay. Well, listen, I'm going to say that you cut your way through. There are lots of tight squeezes where the bigger people in the party are kind of like, it's a tough go until you sort of reach the area where you found Rumbard, and everyone gets sort of that same uneasy feeling that Shazzy got, like things here just aren't quite right. Ryan, do you want to give me a perception check for Bingo?
All right. Yep. That's about
Okay.
right.
So Bingo's like looking around when something small darts out from behind a rock and stabs him in the ankle, or at least tries to. The Pugwampi strikes again. It growls and then comes at you with its dagger. Come at me, bro. A 12 does not hit, I don't think. So I'm gonna say it like it stabs you, and then you hear like the ping as it goes off your shin guard. So I'm gonna give you a first shot at it there, Ryan, and then we're gonna roll initiative to see what people want to do.
Oh shit.
All right, I'll pull my rapier and take a stab at it.
Okay. I would like you to roll with disadvantage because the Pugwampi has a radius of unluckiness.
That tracks. I don't know if that. Hold on. That went normal.
No, that's fine. Just roll again.
One more time.
So we have a 14. And we'll keep the 6 damage if you hit, but roll again.
That's okay. Let's go with the 7.
So you got a 14, and then you got another 14. So that's fine. The 14 hits. It does 6 points of damage. You guys see this little dog-like creature run out. It stabs. You hear it hit Bingo's shin guard. Bingo puts his rapier down and like right through the damn thing, and it just sort of twitches on the end, almost like a cherry on the end of those like skewers for drinks, like just this little thing. And even beside Bingo, like Bingo is a giant to this thing. It's so tiny. And then it stops twitching on the end of the rapier.
I turn around and I look at Gilhang and I go, eh? Eh?
Lucky shot.
Oh.
I'm gonna ask Ferris, is that the thing you smelt, buddy?
He makes his way up and starts sniffing. I think so.
Is that the one?
I think so.
You pretty sure?
I think we need an accent for the fox.
I thought you were doing
I think so.
Gully Dwarf.
I thought so too. I thought you were doing
Mind the
Gully
line. Mind the line.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good, buddy. So, do you smell any others? Good?
Nope.
Okay. Think we got it. We're all good here, people. Let's get this thing back to camp.
We're all good here.
Let's go.
Nothing to see here.
No, it's done. We did our bit.
Is that
Let's go back to camp.
feeling still there? Like the being
No.
watched and the cold? It was just that thing? Okay, just the one?
I go grab that thing. I point
So
to
in
Bingo.
game terms, if you are within 20 feet of a Pugwampi, everything you do is at disadvantage.
Unfortunate.
I'm just gonna take a look around and see if there's anything else down there before we take off.
Yeah, no, you poke around a bit. It looks all clear.
Problem solved.
All right.
Bingo.
Well,
You bring that thing back with us. We need proof.
Is it still? It's like still attached to my rapier. Like,
Yeah,
Sure.
bring it
okay.
back.
Let's
Tell
walk
them
back to
what you
camp
did.
like that.
And it's like
Also-
looking at you. Just picture like a little angry, like mongrel of a chihuahua looking at you, like. And maybe one eye is like really big, and the other one is like.
Kind of making me sad. I just like go like, close its eyes.
it's more like this though. Like one of them's bigger.
Okay, so you return to the camp. The animal handler just like
Before
comes
we
running
do,
out. Yes.
I want to like stay back with Rumbart.
Okay.
Let everybody else go first.
Oh no, what's about to happen?
Unleash her. Go. Run away.
Okay, so you unleash her, and she's like looking at you, and she's.
Shoo.
She sort of walks off a few steps.
Go.
Nothing. As you guys come back, everybody else is coming back into the camp, and the animal handler like runs over and goes, "My goat, did you find her? Please tell me you found her."
Again, how much is she worth to you? In gold.
In gold, he's like, I don't have much.
Just-
Maybe and he starts reaching around, and then he brings out a it's not made of gold, but it's silver, and it's flat like a coin, but Anise thinks it's more like a medallion, but it's missing. It's like it doesn't have a strap or anything. It's just the round portion of it. It's definitely made of silver. He goes, "How about this? I found this in the desert."
I'll take it. She's back there.
Damn it, Anise.
So he runs
Pick
out
the
of
goat
town,
up and start
and so
carrying it
and
back.
sort of like the goat sees him, he sees the goat, and like the romantic music starts. And they
Oh
run.
no.
They run into each other's arms. There's a big embrace. The goat appears very happy, and he's like, "Oh, Pappy is so happy." Alma takes a look at the Pugwampi, fascinated, asks you to bring it back into the tent so they can have a closer look. You notice that the people in the camp, they're almost amazed that you found it. Like they don't even think they existed, and then you walk back with some sort of small, tiny creature, and they're all eyes are sort of on you as you go into the tent with Alma, and she begins to relay the greater mission that we're here for, which we will do next time. So 2 weeks from now. Next week is Prep or Die on Wednesday, and then the week after we will be back with more Howl of the Carrion King, and maybe more Pugwampis.